Hello everyone, I am your host Joy and you're listening to Romance or No-mance, where love blooms in unexpected places. This is an advice podcast about relationships, whether they be romantic, platonic, familial, or professional. This program is meant for inspiration and entertainment, and is not to be used as a replacement for therapy. If you are having a mental health emergency, please dial 911 or contact a healthcare professional. This program is PG-13, so please view at your own discretion. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Romance or No-mance. For this episode, I'm with my classmate Devyn.
Hi!
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
We're doing the romance aspect of the podcast. So what is your relationship status?
I am currently taken.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How long have you been together?
Not even a week. I'm pretty new to this relationship. I decided to give him a chance because he's just a sweetheart and he's been pining after me for so long. And I figured that if I deserve anyone, I deserve someone like him.
That's so precious.
Thank you.
So how did you guys meet?
We met in middle school. I don't think we had classes together. I think we met through a mutual friend and we just sort of hit it off and became friends. We're both nerds, so I think we bond over anime and cat memes and Sanrio.
What is one of your favorite things to do together?
Honestly, we just yap a lot. Well, more so I yap and he listens and smiles and nods.
What are some words you would use to describe your relationship?
I would consider it loving, but also unsure. New would be another word to describe it. We're just getting started in our relationship. It hasn't been that long.
What made you guys go from friendship to something more romantic?
I wanted to move on from this guy who had been stringing me along, and I deserved something better, and I knew that Frankie, the guy I'm with, I call him Frankie, but his name's Francisco. I knew that he would treat me well, and he does. He's amazing. He's been so very patient with me. He knew that he probably didn't have that much of a chance, but I decided, okay, you know what, let's try it out, because he's a really good guy.
So people say that your significant other should be like your best friend. Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. If you can't have a good time with them like you would your best friend, then it's probably not going to work out very well in the long run. I think the best friend type of romantic relationship is one of the best kinds of romance in the truest form.
What was something you were looking for in someone?
Caring, open-minded, understanding, funny, definitely funny, not pushy, and motivated.
Those are all really good qualities.
But it's a shame that in this day and age, people don't have that type of kindness in them. You have to search for it, but I feel like it's becoming even more common for it to be a trait that you look for and have more trouble finding than just finding it in everybody else.
I think that's such a hard thing to find in a world where everyone's out for themselves. I think people are just so excited to get into relationships that they just ignore warnings of oh, maybe I shouldn't be with this person. Because just because they have good qualities doesn't necessarily mean they're good for you.
Absolutely. If you feel like something is off, there is a good likelihood that there is something off. And if people that you love, especially multiple people that you love, are telling you that there are warning signs and you should probably leave, then you should listen to them because there's definitely something going on that you just might not be able to see at that moment.
Do you have any advice for people who are new to dating?
Well, I've been through a lot of relationship with all different types of people. So if you feel like there are any red flags, leave. You are not obligated to date somebody or be their companion. And just be kind and respectful and have genuine good intentions.
So is there anything else that you'd like to add?
To the 40-year-old man who keeps on stalking me, please leave me alone. I am not interested in you, Jonathan. For reference, I am 20.
I've had my fair share of experiences like that, and I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
It's okay, I have a taser.
Some people just can't get the message. It's just why?
Oh, and then get this. He has a wife.
Ugh.
Yep. And then the wife thinks I'm trying to get with him, and it's no, lady, y'all are both crazy. Leave me alone.
What is with this guy?
We met at San Jac, and I thought we were just friends, but then he started following me and then constantly texting me, calling me like pet names. It was disgusting. I politely declined him multiple times, but he just refuses to listen. I blocked his number and his wife's number because his wife reached out to me, like accusing me of trying to seduce her husband. Then he went to group me and messaged me there, and I just had to block him there too, so I'm hoping he doesn't find me anywhere else.
Yeah, I've had very similar experiences. Like this guy, I was at Chick-fil-A. We were waiting for a couple friends, and he was sitting in his car, and he put his number on the window, and he kept staring, and so it was just like, that's awkward. I kid you not, we were waiting for our friends for 30 minutes. He stayed there the whole entire time, just staring. Eventually, I guess he had to go leave or something because he was in like a company car. He backed out, except instead of driving off, he parked behind my car so I couldn't back out, and he waved at me through the rearview mirror. It was creepy. It was one of the creepiest things I've ever experienced. Thankfully, I haven't seen him since, but I will not forget his face.
That's really concerning.
I just think it's horrible that some people just don't respect boundaries. You tell them no, no means no.
Yeah, exactly. No means no.
Wear your boundaries on your sleeve and make them known to people. I mean, even if they don't intend to, people can still cross them. Be nice about it, be polite about it, but be very direct.
Yes.
Do you have advice for people who have this problem?
With creeps?
Yes.
Invest in a taser, invest in pepper spray. Also, I would research lawyers in your area and find you some good ones, just in case. Know your rights. Know that you do have the ability to block people both online and in person. You can get a restraining order. And trust your gut.
Very sound advice. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Greg, we both know I did not cheat on you. I know that was years ago, but still. I lost like half of our mutual friends. He lied to them and said that I cheated. I was nothing but faithful to him the entire relationship. So some of our friends stayed friends with me, but some of them just took his word for it, and they refused to even look at me.
With these types of situations, you really get to know who your friends are.
Definitely, definitely. That was a shame, though. I really cared for them.
What would you say to people who are struggling with their friend group?
Choose the ones who you feel the closest to. And by closest to, I don't mean necessarily you've known them the longest, but the ones who you feel like you can trust the most and who make you feel at peace when you're with them. Stick with those people. And if you don't have any people like that, go to your local library, infiltrate a school, and join one of their clubs. Be like, yeah, I'm totally a student here. Find your people. And if you're really struggling, I would suggest a therapist because they can definitely help you find some methods for getting out there, being social, and overall just overcoming general issues that get in the way of friendships.
So I think that's everything.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, listeners, so much for your valuable time. This has been Joy on Romance or No-mance. Take care.